Hey folks, this is Mary. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to work with my new Nemosine Nibs. My new Nemosine Nibs. Say that 3 times fast. It is a little bit stormy this afternoon, as it usually is in the summer, and my poor dog Gus is absolutely terrified of storms, so he is huddled next to me shivering, and it's so pathetic to see a big 75-pound dog shaking like a chihuahua. So we'll see how this video goes. I might have to pause momentarily to comfort my buddy. So anyway, I have a Jinhao X450 and a Jinhao X750, and I have two, I think these are Nemosine Singularity pens, and I mentioned before that I got the Nemosine pens and some Nemosine ink from the Birmingham website, and I also got these Nemosine nibs from the Birmingham website. And actually, I guess in keeping with the theme, I should be using some Nemosine ink, but I pulled out this Navajo turquoise. I pulled out Navajo turquoise because I was thinking that might show some interesting shading. Although Apache Sunset would show some interesting shading too. And I just realized I don't have any paper. Goodness. Where is my notebook? We can't write with our new fountain pen nibs if we don't have a notebook to write in. So there's my little fountain pen playground notebook. And let me see. So step 1 is to try to get the old nib off. And I haven't done this before, so bear with me, but I've got my goulet grip. So let's just see if I can pull it out. Or is this the kind that I have to unscrew? I think I just pull it out. I mean, these are Jinhao pens, right? You just pull those out. Okay, well, I pulled the nib off, so that was all I needed to do, right? And, not that I need to get the right nib back on the right pen, but I feel like I should label them so I'll know which one goes where. But that is the X450 nib. Okay. So I guess I will just randomly choose a nib here. And let me see. I think that says 1.1. So this would be the 1.1 stub. So I guess I just slide that back into place, right? And then that just goes in as far as it needs to. The inner workings of the pen stop it, right? Sure. Okay, why does that not look right? I don't know. I guess that looks right. Maybe it's because this nib is not the same as this nib, and the feed doesn't look like it quite fits the nib, which it doesn't because the feed was made for this nib. But anyway, okay, so that is the 1.1, and I just wanted to make sure I could see that for reference later. So now we'll do this Jinhao. So I am going to grab it with my goulet grip and pull. Oh, that didn't work. Okay. All right, this one is being resistant. Let's try it the other way. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got the nib. Nib. And that's the X750. And let's see what nib this is. Let me see. This is the... Uh-oh. It looks like that says 1.12. Hold on. I need to get my loop out. This is my brand new loop that I just got from Amazon 30 to 60 times jewelry magnifier. So that ought to be able to magnify whatever we've got here. And this is the first time I've opened this, so we get to explore it together. And there I go again, doing things for the first time on camera. I'm assuming I'll be able to figure out how to use this loop so I can look at my pen. Let's see. Ooh. Ooh, it's fancy. It comes in a case. I'm impressed. And I don't know what that is. An extra battery, maybe? I'll have to explore that later. Alrighty. So, ooh, that looks serious, doesn't it? Let me see. Well, it doesn't look like it's magnifying anything. Ooh, of course I'm blind as a bat. Anyway, ooh, maybe you guys can see this too. Let me see. Where is the camera? Can you see that? Oh, I'm jiggling all over the place. It says 1.1. I don't know if that's showing up very well. But I would swear that the one I just put on this pen said 1.1. So let's see if I can read this one. Ooh, I forgot about the light. Whoa, okay. The light is really, really bright. Whew. It's almost too bright. My goodness. Bright, bright, bright. It's okay, puppy. It's okay. He gets very upset whenever he thinks I'm upset, so I exclaimed over the light and it startled him, and he's already upset, so, you know, it's tough being a dog. Wow, that light is so bright. Okay, I was wrong. I believe that says 0.8. 0.8. Let's see if I can get you guys to see that too, without blinding you. Oh, this might not be a good idea. Okay, I'm going to turn the light off. I do not have steady hands. Okay, so the X450 has the 0.8, and I'm getting ready to put the 1.1 on the X750. So I just slid him into place. And again, he doesn't look quite right, but we'll see how he does once I put some ink in him. And then, here comes our first Nemosine pen. Let's see. Seems to work a little bit better when I have the nib on the bottom. Or maybe not. It seems to work a little bit better when I have the nib on the bottom. Okay, so the whole piece came out this time. Let's see. And I just cleaned these pens, so I'm just checking them to make sure that they're dry. All right, ooh, let me get my next nib out. Is it crazy to put 4 new nibs on 4 new pens and ink them all up at the same time? Maybe. Let me know your opinion on that in the comments below. Okay, let's see if we can read this one. Ooh, that is the 0.6. Okay, can you see the 0.6? Do you want to see the 0.6? I guess that's the real question. There it is. 0.6. Hopefully you can see that. Oh yeah, that's showing up pretty good. Okay. So this is the 0.6 going back in the Nemosine. So I am lining up the nib and the feed. I don't want to get the nib too far up, right? So now I'm going to put him back in the pen. And I'm trying to find the place that it goes in. And that's my poor dog panting because he's so upset. It's okay, puppy. He pants and drools and shakes when he's unhappy. Whenever there's a thunderstorm. Okay, did that get it? I think that's it. And it seems to be in there pretty well. So hopefully that got it. All right, and finally, my other Nemosine pen. So I'm going to pull him off. Goodness. Whew. Hopefully his panting is not going to be too loud on the video. It's okay, puppy. It's okay. Okay. All right, well now this one just came out with the nib. Okay. And I think those were both mediums. I'm a medium kind of girl, but I'm trying to branch out. That's why I got these nibs, so I could branch out a little bit. So not one of these nibs is a medium. These are all different nibs, bigger nibs. Okay. So this last one, this is the broad. All right, I hear good things about broad nibs. So we're gonna see what I think of it. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put these guys away. Now I'm gonna ink up some pens. And I love Navajo turquoise. I haven't used it in a while because it's one of my oldest inks. It's probably one of the first bottles I ever bought. And I've been trying out new things lately, and I just haven't had time for my old inks. Poor old inks. Okay, we're trying to get some ink up in there. Ink doesn't want to come up. Come on. Just need a little bit. Okay. And that, I think, was our broad. And this, I believe, was the 0.8. Ooh, this pen is quite heavy. I'm really not a fan of the Kaweco pens. I see a lot of people using them, but the shape of them just doesn't do anything for me. But I know there's some little knockoff brands that are, you know, well, they're knockoffs. They're exactly like the Kawecos, but they're not. So I was thinking about maybe getting one of those to try out. How do you guys feel about the Kaweco, however you choose to pronounce it? I mean, they're German, right? So it should be Kaweco or Kaweco, but anyway, I digress. But I don't know, everybody says how, oops, I already did this one. See what happens when I start talking? I get myself all confused. But I just hear such great things about them from people and how great the nibs are. Of course, if I buy a knockoff brand, it won't have the great Kaweco nib on it. And I believe this is the 1.1. So I've got a 0.6, a 0.8, a 1.1, and a broad. So if this doesn't expand my nib experience, nothing will. funny story, I actually have two of these X750s. I think it's called Shimmering Sands, and this was one of the first pens I ever bought. And I went away for the weekend, and I was sitting in my hotel room on the bed, and I dropped the pen on the floor. So of course I knew the pen was broken, I knew the tines were bent, and all kinds of horrible things happened. But I looked and looked at it, and I couldn't really find anything wrong with it. But when I wrote with it, it didn't really seem to write properly. It seemed like the ink didn't want to come out. So then I decided that the feed had broken on the nib, because the feed didn't reach the end of the nib. You know, the nib poked out past the feed. So I bought another Shimmering Sands because I really wanted to use it, but I couldn't use the one that had the broken feed. But in hindsight, I don't think I knew what I was talking about. I think the feed is fine, and I'm not sure what the issue was. I mean, I think I dropped it without hurting it too much. But anyway, let's look at this feed. See how it doesn't reach the end of the tines. So I was looking at that thinking, oh, well, it must be broken, it's not going to work. And it wasn't working right. But the feed was not broken. Something else was wrong with it. But who knows what that was. Anyway. The crazy ideas I come up with sometimes. Okay. So let's get back to our wonderful notebook here. So let me see. Now I've already forgotten which one is in which pen. So, my little loop, let's see. This is the 1.1. Okay. Ooh, and I wonder if the ink has started flowing. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, that's definitely a stub. I'm pretty sure that says 1.1. Let me just look at it one more time. It's so tiny, and my eyes are so bad. Let's see. 1.1. Pretty sure that says 1.1. Okay, so this is the 1.1 stub in the Jinhao Shimmering Sands. And I know I made that video about new sentences to try for your ink practice, but I can never remember any of them. This is the only one that I can remember. I like the one about Farmer Jim or Farmer Jack and the quilts, but I can't remember it. Okay, so I guess I should do some down strokes and some side strokes. And I'm really bad at these loops. They always look like S's to me, capital S's. And then what else should I do? I should do a smear. Ooh. Well, that is definitely very wet. Which is a good thing, because even though I'm still learning about nibs and stuff, I do not enjoy a dry pen. Okay, maybe I should try to go in reverse order. I think this one was the 0.8. Well, yeah, that would be reverse order, right? I don't know. Where does the broad fit? I guess the broad is lower than the stubs. Ooh, this nib is covered in ink. I don't think that's a good thing. Maybe I didn't get the nib in there tight enough. I don't know. Okay, buddy, what are you? You are, let me see, is that the 0.6? It has ink on it. It's hard to read it with the ink on it. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that said 0.6. 0.6. Okay. So this one should be the broad. The broad was the easiest one to read. That B just stands right out. Okay, so the broad's going to be last. So this one is the 0.8. So this is, let me see, Oop, gotta get him going here. Come on, honey. Gotta get that ink flowing. Well, that was interesting that this pen, it just flowed immediately. But now I'm having trouble with this one. And honestly, these X450s, I have not had the best luck with them. Although the one that I used back in June when I was doing 30 inks, 30 days, I'm pretty sure that was an X450. That was the blue swirl, right? And that one seemed to work pretty well. But I'm just not getting anything out of this pen. Let me see. I need to learn more about fiddling with my pens. I have one of those Gin House Shark pens. I think those pens are so adorable. But I have a blue one, and the blue one is my favorite color, and I cannot get that thing to write. I have tried and tried, and I can't imagine what's wrong with it. And now this X450 just doesn't want to work. And I'm sure y'all don't want to sit here and listen to me ramble while I try to get the pen to write. Okay, we'll come back to him. He'll be last. Wait, I did that one. That's the broad. Okay. Whew. Right, so this is the 0.6. My goodness, I should have labeled these things. Okay, so this is the Nemosine Singularity pen in 0.6. Oh, and I forgot to mention that 1.1, it felt really comfortable to write with. It didn't feel scratchy at all. But I'm noticing a difference right away with this one. This one is feeling scratchy. And this is the, oh, you can hear it too. Ooh, sounds very scratchy. Oh, and I think it's picking up some fibers on the tip there. The next thing that I need to explore is nib smoothing, which I have never done before. Ooh, but now that I have my loop, I can look at my tines and make sure that they're aligned. Ooh, a lot of things I need to learn about fountain pens. Okay, so yeah, I don't like that. I feel like I'm scraping the paper. And can you see the nib? I don't know if it's going to focus. Let's see if I can get it to focus. There's like a little ball of gunk on the top of the nib. And I think that's from scraping the paper. So that can't be good. Ooh. Look at my hand. Oh my goodness. I'm bleeding blue. And that's okay. Okay, let's see. Ooh, scratchy, scratchy. And much drier. Okay, so he needs a little bit of work. And he needs a little bit of work. And finally, we have the Nemosine Singularity. I think this color is called Coral, and this one has the broad nib. Oh, wow. Oh, that is 100% smoother. Wow, that is lovely. Lovely to write with and lovely with the ink. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Let's see if this guy wants to work again. Let me see. There's just nothing going on here. And I've heard if you... My paper towel is so dirty. Please excuse me. This one's not much better. I've heard if you touch it to a paper towel, that helps draw the ink down. Can you see that? But I'm touching it to the paper towel and absolutely nothing is coming through. So if I flip it over and touch the top of the nib down where the breather hole is, it comes right out. But it's just not coming down to the tip. Well, shoot, that's very disappointing. I might get brave and put it on one of these other pens. We'll see. What do I want to do? That was the 0.6. Okay, this was the 0.6 that was scratchy. And this is the coral with the broad, and then that is the 1.1. Okay, I know I'm going to get ink everywhere, but I'm going to see if I can pull this nib off and put the other one on there. Switch them out. Yep, came right off. Okay, so the Shimmering Sands, let me see, that had the 1.1. And this is the, gosh, I forget what this one is called. Is it China Blue? This X450 pen? Ooh, yep, there's ink everywhere. That's okay. That's half the fun, right? Okay, so I'm going to put the stub, on this China Blue, and I put the 0.8 on the Shimmering Sands. And we're going to see if that change makes any difference. So I know the Shimmering Sands wrote before, so I'm going to try him first. So this is the 0.8. Oh, let's see if we can get him going. Come on. I know there's ink in there. Okay, this is the 0.8. Okay, so if the ink doesn't want to come out, what does that mean? Does that mean that the tines are too close together? Okay, I'm going to let him sit for a minute. That's the 0.8. Okay, my camera cut off on me, but I was just saying that the 0.8 nib did not work in two pens, and this 1.1 nib has worked in two different pens. So there's something going on with that 0.8 nib, and I'm going to have to try to figure out what it is, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. But I can always call Birmingham and see if they have any tips for getting a nib to work. Because I certainly don't want to, mess up the nib, I don't want to spring the tines or anything like that. But yeah, these are my new nibs. And at least 3 of them work just fine. Although this 0.6 is very scratchy. And of course I found out about these Nemosine Nibs from Gadget Stop 321, and I believe she mentioned on one of her videos that she had smoothed the 0.6 stub nib, and now it writes very well. So my next task in my fountain pen journey is to explore nib smoothing. So that will be fun to try too. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me and playing with my new nibs, and I will probably be featuring some of these in my currently inked video for next month. Probably that broad. Good heavens, that is beautiful. I love that. And of course I love this ink too. So I always hear Chris Signs say that broader nibs show off ink colors better, and I have to say that I agree with her. Out of these 3 examples, I think I like the broad the best. Of course, the 1.1 stub is nice too. That shows some nice shading. But anyway, I could talk about ink all day. But I will leave you guys for now, and I will see you again soon. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe, and take care until next time. Bye-bye.